Welcome back. You're watching Road to Success, the key to your next level in business. Our consultant in this segment is Mr. Patrick O'Mell. He's a financial literacy educator. Welcome to the show, Patrick.
Thank you very much.
Today we're talking about businesses that people can, build out of existing businesses, and maybe just set the ground for us in terms of that topic.
A business is really an idea, and it can shoot from any corner. And there are many businesses that have been built out of difficulties people have experienced from other businesses, or even as they try to access certain services. So where the business idea comes from, I would say, is as varied as many as the ideas are. But there are quite a number of businesses that have been built to solve problems of other businesses, quite a bit. Take, for example, a distribution business, and clients are experiencing difficulty accessing a product. Like in the earlier segment, we discussed a business that is solving a food distribution for restaurants by reaching the clients more efficiently.
People are saying there's no businesses out there, or there's no work, how do they begin to open their eyes to see these opportunities?
I think the issue is not lack of work or lack of business ideas. The issue has got to do with the person either fearing to launch an idea or probably to investigate it sufficiently to be able to see the financial value in it. This is not something that I would say is easy to solve. The problem being that each one of us grew up in different environments, and the kind of mindsets that we've grown up with and those that our environment of nurture and nature has added onto it may make even what is obvious become fairly difficult to identify. So what I want to say is that anybody who is willing to investigate an idea sufficiently would be able to clearly see a problem, both from the point of view of a significant market, the products that are available, without even having to make a product out of it. You just look at the problems as they exist, clearly identify a segment that has a problem that needs solutions.
So what are the guidelines for an entrepreneur who wants to meet or create a business, leveraging on another business? What are the things that they need to put in place?
Number one would be to identify the business idea very clearly. Okay. This involves some element of research end to end so that the idea is very clear to you. Number two would be to communicate it both to the client who you're buying from and to the client who is paying who is paying for this service. And in which case then you're saying that you are creating a promise that I will deliver this to the buyer, and I will deliver this for the seller. Number three is to think about the processes that would need to be put in place for this business to take shape. In this case, we're thinking about the employees, you're thinking about the website, you're thinking about the telephone system, you're thinking about that entire service end to end that need to be there. A human being who can receive calls and communicate clearly to the restaurant what is required, and as another human being who will deliver a clear product to meet the needs of the client. Number four, of course, is the trust bit of it. I am trusting you to become my restaurant on wheel. The element of creating trust between you and your customer who is buying, and you and the restaurant from whom you're buying, is important because you both need them to survive in business.
So I see the entrepreneur, doing his research about what is required, by these businesses. I see him creating the system and the structure for actually meeting that need. How does he make the money?
Yes, money is in the pricing of the product. Okay. And let's begin by the way you approach business. When you come to a business, there's a problem to be solved. And out of this problem, there's a true cost and there's a margin. And the client buying it is going to buy the full cost, both the true cost plus a margin. So having clearly identified what the problem is, you must also be comfortable that the full cost of this product that I'm delivering in here, a waiter on wheels, is affordable to the eventual buyer of the meal. Mm-hmm. So that his pricing is such that it covers the cost of the meal plus the cost of delivering the meal given the distance. In which case, if he does it poorly, then he takes the hit on himself. If he does price it correctly, he will be able to cover his costs and make some fair margin that can cover the cost of all his operations, plus still keep him doing it.
Probably as a parting shot, Patrick, the justification of going towards building a business that depends on another versus building your own business that is not dependent on anyone else. What is your parting shot on it?
For as long as the main business that you're supporting has a problem to solve and would not solve it cheaply, then a value-add business will always have its place. Value-add businesses will always make it more economical by doing things using tools and equipment, systems and methods that are more efficient. And they'll be very niche-oriented, not necessarily very, very narrow niche, but they'll be very niche-oriented to the extent that there's a very specific problem they're solving. And for as long as the problem persists, they have a place. And yours is to keep evolving as the environment evolves. Find better ways to add that value. Find better ways to improve your value in the whole process, and find better ways to cut the cost down. So that to the end user, to the buyer, you are adding value. To the restaurant you're buying from, you're also adding value. And to yourself, you're improving your margins.
Patrick Omel, thank you so much for coming on the show. Thank you for sharing your wisdom with us.
Thank you.
You've been watching Road to Success, the key to your next level in business. Have a great week and God bless.
Road to Success is brought to you by Equity Bank.
Equity Bank, your listening caring partner.